Welcome back to Networking Unleashed Building Profitable Connections. I'm your host, Michael Forman. Today, we're exploring the powerful crossroads of technology and trust, how small businesses can leverage both to and not to just survive, but thrive. My guest is a business process automation expert who's helped the companies streamline operations, boost productivity, and turn chaos into clarity. But what sets him apart is this: he understands that the right systems and the right relationships are the real power combo. So, if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, or team leader wondering how to get more done, stay competitive, and make better connections in the digital age, this episode is built for you. So, we're talking practical automation, strategic networking, and how to make technology work for you, not replace you. So, let's get into it. My guest today is Sree Kaluva, and I would like to introduce him, have him give you a little bit of his background, and just listen. Welcome to the podcast, and tell us about yourself.
Michael, thank you very much for having me on this show. I am honored. As you mentioned, my name is Sree Kaluva. I was born and raised in India, came to the United States as an IT consultant, started working for large organization, Fortune 500 consulting enterprise level software systems. But then 2008, it bugged me and dawned on me that my skill set doesn't make a dent for a large companies, and it doesn't really make any more happiness to me at all. And my passion and my joy is by working with. So it's primarily because my father back in India, he was- so my heart was with small business. So I started Unique Solutions of Advanced Technologies, which is IT support and software development company. And we were working with a lot of small businesses all around the US, Canada, everywhere. While I am working with them for last 15 years or so, then it gave me another hint that there are some that they code using custom software, IT systems. But at the same time, my passion continued on without helping small businesses on putting the IT systems together. I'm not really following my passion. That gave me to invent MyWorkbelt. MyWorkbelt is a software platform that one army team of 25 people, 30 people, they can write to it. It basically act as a business operating system, which has multiple modules. This is the concept came from large corporations. So ever since I am continue helping small businesses. My key to success is the triple P formula: be positive, be persistent, and certainly you will see the results.
Hey, that sounds great. Thank you for giving me your background. Okay, so let's jump right into the questions.
Yeah.
You help small businesses use automation to survive and grow. How can strategic networking amplify that impact?
The strategic networking, I think that the business networking, being a from technology back, I'm close to the information technology networking, meaning the computers connecting together. So I would not go that route. So I'm talking about purely business networking, right? Now, when you are in the business networking, when you go to a networking event or when you're consistently going to a specific event or go to one of the event for, or sometimes you go into a fundraising, whatnot, you'll be making a lot of connections and you will be creating a lot of contacts. And there are two things that you have to observe. The tax pure that you are creating and developing over the period of time is your power in growing and thriving. Your best you can use this. And if just simply in your draw or old fashioned roller decks, which I don't believe anybody uses anymore, they don't mean anything, right? So you have to make the advantage, you have to take advantage of the technology, how to harness the power of the network that you are creating. And technology will help you do it. And there are multiple tools can be applied in order to take advantage. But having a right dialogue with your or consultants or whoever the IT or a marketing support that you help the systems together. And if you don't have anybody, by all means, I'll be here to help anybody.
Good. Good. What common bottlenecks do small businesses face that automation can solve, and how can networking uncover the right solutions or partners?
See, in small business network, small business community, I noticed the primary bottleneck is the business owner. It may be ouch, but that's the truth, right? But what my experience says, Michael, most of the business owners, they accept it, which I'm actually very happily and surprised when I hear that from my community. But that comes in that they don't take any action after they accepting that they are the bottleneck. So in that case, in order to leave from that bottleneck, your business to grow and to survive and thrive, is that business owners have to have an open mind to delegate what they are working on. Now, delegation can be done in two different ways. You can delegate a task to a person, then you them that. But the other hand is that you can delegate the task a technology and have the technology take over and do the task. That's where automation comes in real. And the third, that a combination of human and technology together, which is even more powerful. So when you put the systems and software technology tools together that complements the being, you're actually elevating the confidence of the employees and you're actually helping them to be empowered. Now they are going to work and produce the results that beyond your expectations, and that will blow your mind. So my comment to the source of the bottleneck for the growth of any organization is truly with.
Okay, great. All right, let me ask you a question. How does relationship building play a role in implementing technology or selling automation services?
To create automation process in your organization, the relationship that building through this network and working activities do play a key role. How do I say that? See, when you wanted to delegate a certain task, that skill set needed within the organization may not be available. The small 2 or 20 or so, but you need a specific skill set in order to open the door for you, in order to have a growth in your organization, or in order to create a brand new service or a product together, or in order for you to do some research. That skill set may not be available within the organization, but the relationship that you are creating will have that skill set, most likely. Otherwise, you will not create that relationship. And the advantage of the relationship and coupled with the IT systems that are in place and or create a completely new avenue for the growth of your organization or to relieve the organization from the bottom. Is that right?
That's right. And very well said, I might tell you. Have you seen any networking strategies that's helped a small business break through the tech overwhelm and adopt smart systems?
The adapting smart system and technology overwhelming is certainly overwhelming for some people. And some people may shy away from the technology, and some people may embrace it. Depends on the open mind that they have for any activity, for any change in the organization. And at the same time, don't have to. I mean, we all know that. How do you eat an elephant? You just take one bite at a time. And you don't have to make your organization into a technology driven organization overnight. And fundamentally, business owners, they have to do, what is my business process? Draw that into a flow diagram or just a bunch of blocks or gears, right? Where is a prospect coming in? Who is attending that prospect? How is the sales process going? And once the closing is done, how is that handed over to the operations or then project management, whoever? And how is that project management or operation team is delivering it? And who is supervising all that? So put these all into a proper blocks. And now you pick one of those manually intensified work and look for a technology solution that can complement the person who is doing that. Now, once you succeed in one element of your business, then you are automatically going to put it into the other elements of your business.
Once you're
Right?
comfortable.
So that's how you do it. But don't try to do everything at once.
Just like anything else.
It's like anything else.
Okay. When someone is tech savvy, but not people savvy, how can they improve their communication to collaborate better?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. Wonderful question, Michael. That actually brings my past into my core front of the memory. See, when I started business back in 2006 and 2007, 2008 meltdown and all that, I was a technician turned business owner, and I quickly realized I am the best in one thing and the worst in dozen other things, right? There are so many technology turned business owners are in the market. It's not uncommon at all. And most important part for me is that at that time, I have to accept the fact that my communication is more into a technical jargon and less of a human language. Once I accepted it, once I observed it, and it changed, it made a world of difference because now I can learn how to change my dialogue, how to suppress some of the technical terms coming out of my mouth. And it's a completely different language, right? Although it's all in English, but you're speaking in a completely different language with the business people that you're interfacing with. So the first thing is you have to observe how is the other people are reacting to your dialogue. Are they going quiet all of a sudden? Are they smiling, nodding, but no response? That means they're not understanding. Now you can ask them a feedback. Hey, did you understand what I'm saying? Or are you able to follow me? Some sort of a simple words that will, hey, I get it, I get it. But really, do they? No. That just simply some surface level question doesn't give you enough feedback. But you can be diplomatic enough to ask more questions and have a clarity whether they really understand you or not. So that's the foundation for making a change.
That's so true because people would either nod or just say, yes, do you understand? Oh, sure. Yes, yes, I do. And they really don't. And then
No, they don't.
everything you're saying to them, it falls on deaf ears because they weren't listening to you. They were thinking about something else because they don't understand what you're saying. So why not think about something else? So that's very good.
Another part is also, Michael, the technical people, they generally don't have a direct eye contact. Not that they're bad people or anything. It's just lack of those skills. When you are communicating with somebody, have a direct eye contact with them. what does it do? It really creates a bond. And that bond of clear communication paves the path for clarity in the dialogue. And that also makes the other person comfortable to say, hey, tell me one more time. I don't understand what you're talking about.
That's so true because that's one of the things that I speak about. It's the
Correct.
eye contact. When you go up and you shake somebody's hand, you don't shake it like a dead fish, right?
Yeah.
You shake their hand firmly. And when you talk to them, you're not talking to them with your body is like askew with them. You have to be dead on with them and look them in the eye, talk to them, but more than not, enunciate and speak slow enough, not too slow because they'll think you're a little slow, but speak slow enough where you'll have a conversation. Yep, don't just tell them in a whole paragraph. Just stop. Say to them, "Yeah, okay, how about this?" So that's very important. The eye contact is the beginning of everything else.
Yes.
So you're so right.
Thank you.
Can you share an example of a time when a strong business connection directly led you to a successful automation project or breakthrough?
Oh, that's actually very common in my life, actually, because I do a lot of business networking. And when I did the business networking, you interface with business owners and then you turn it into a problem discussion. And once you identify, okay, this is the problem, then it is easy to put an automation together. One of my customers, like my good friend, Sherry, and she is the vice president of a local beverage distributing firm. And when we were having just a friendly dialogue and thinking, hey, how is your business going? What's going on? And she said, Sree, we are sending our trucks to distribute our product, but we really don't know how effective and how efficient it is. And there is always room for improvement in any operation, but unless you measure it, you don't have a clue where you can improve it upon. So we took the data of the distributing activities that they are going through, and then we immediately realized they are using telematics, and the telematics is giving you the data how is the distribution is going on, and then we put the automation together to make it effective and efficient in distribution. Boom! Within 3 months of a period after we implemented it, 30% of their time back into their pocket. Instead of going 3 times a week, you only go 2 times a week to distribute your product. Now, one trip to that customer is back into your product. Once it's back into your pocket, you have room for increasing your business. So, with the same equipment, same number of people, now they are able to add 30% more business. So, that is the growth that is already in your hands. That's the power of automation.
Very good. And I can see it. And there are many people that are in logistics and everything else that this AI or the platform that you're bringing forth brings it all together. And you can very easily find out where they're making money, where they're spilling out money, and where they can save. So after you're finished with them, with the customer, you can actually streamline their product so that if they use the same amount of truck, in this case, the trucks and everything else, using the same information, they can expand on it without having to pay for anything.
Exactly. That 30% increase in their business is pure profit.
That's incredible. That's it. Because if you told a business owner, listen, I can increase your profits by 30% without you spending any money, he would jump at it.
Yes.
Okay. So that's what your service is so invaluable.
Thank you. Yes.
What advice would you give to a small business owner who is hesitant to digitize their business because of cost, complexity, or even trust?
That's a great question. This is very common. This challenge is very common. But my suggestion to those business users, those business owners, look at their personal life. And if they have moved from flip phone to a smartphone in their life, they have already made a huge leap of faith on technology. And if they have continued on using the smartphone opposed to the old flip phones, it means they already embraced the technology and they've already accepted the advantages that technology is bringing into their personal life. Now, then they can just simply ask the question back themselves, standing in front of the mirror. Why can't I do the same thing in my business and embrace the technology? Now, at the same time, we go back to the previous point. Changing the entire business into a digital transformation overnight is going to be a very huge risk. However, consistently take one task at a time or one step of the business at a time and turn that into a automation or apply information technology systems will help them to grow furthermore. And importantly, you also have to recognize that if you're wanting to exit, and if your business is a dinosaur, do you think anybody will buy it? First of all, you did not make your business a desirable business. Second of all, even if somebody takes it, they will know they can implement the technology and they can embrace the technology and take it into the new heights. But are they going to pay you dollar to dollar? They're going to show that disadvantage as a risk, and they're going to ask for a 50 cents. So you're losing a lot of money on the table.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Very well put.
Thank you.
Okay. How can networking help business owners choose the right automation tools and avoid being sold the wrong ones?
When you're doing the networking, you're building the relationship. And what does that mean? You're developing a trusted advisory board. You may not be calling that as a trusted advisory board, but these are all your trusted people, right? Now, when you ask somebody, demonstrate a problem, and they will bring certain solution, and take a second opinion. Not that you are mistrusting the trusted advisor you have, but taking a second opinion will open the mind to have a different perspective about that solution. And then you go back to the same person who is suggesting a solution. Hey, how about this? What do you think of this perspective? And allow them to explain it because you trust them. If you trust them, it means you'll be able to have a direct, open, honest communication. If you're not making the direct, open, honest communication, it means you're not trusting them. So you might as well not do business with them.
There is a mantra for networking. If they know you, if they like you and trust you, they'll do business with you. Now, know you, well, everybody's going to know you. You're a nice guy. Now, know you, like you, that kind of narrows down the field just a little bit because everybody isn't going to like you. But trust you, that's the crucial factor. Once you gain somebody's trust, that's gold because nobody's going to buy from you if they don't trust you.
That's correct.
You always have to remember, people love to buy, but they hate to be sold to.
That's true.
You always have to remember that. Okay. All right. So let's see. What are some underrated ways business owners can use technology to build relationships, not just automate tasks?
Building relationships is, as you just mentioned, that how do you trust somebody? You trust somebody when somebody gives you or demonstrate a selfless act, right? Now, you may say that, okay, I may be giving them a book, or I may be giving them an advice, or I may be doing something. But one of the simple techniques that I have used is creating a valuable content. No marketing, no sales, no fluff. Pure valuable content. An example, in MyWorkbelt, we created business tips. And each week we send a business tip to our circle of friends, right? When they read those tips, they will be clearly articulated in a way that the reader can take advantage of it and apply it in their business. Not necessarily that, hey, we are selling you this and you use it at the end. No, it's a purely educational material. Now, many people, they embrace it. Why? There is no selling. But that improves the trust because you're not trying to push them around to give you $1. You are purely trying to educate them. And some of those, they may use it, they may not use it, but you have to be okay with it.
Okay.
And you are coming with a pure heart for educating the other person, which naturally builds trust. That is one technique that I use, right? But it can be many. If you wanted to build trust with somebody, you can give them value-added advices to them, or you can invite them for having a one-on-one meetings with you, and then most importantly, be aware who they are, what they are, where they come from, and what is their family, and what is their interest beyond giving you $1 as a business transaction. Then now you're creating a trusted relationship with them. And that happens automatically.
You're speaking like a successful business owner. So you must have come throughout all the years. What was your biggest mistake you made and how did you overcome it?
The biggest mistake in the business, early on in the business, I made is committing something without clarity. So what I mean by that is when you agree to do something or when you agree to deliver something, you should not be quick to commit. You have to ask meaningful questions, and you have to define the set expectations. A simple example, Michael. You and I, we talked previously, and we both agreed that we are going to meet on so-and-so date and time, and we're going to get onto the Zoom call. We're going to record this, right? Now, if we did have a clarity on that communication, what is the date, what is the time, and on what platform we are meeting, we will have failed to do what we are doing today, right? Now, once we have the clarity, then deliverable becomes easy. And there is no misunderstanding. And the experience on both parties will become more memorable than anything else. And early on, when I started the business, I didn't have an understanding of clear expectations, setting up a clear expectations between both parties. And I made mistakes. And once I made mistakes and I learned, I actually went back to the customer and I said, hey, where did I mess it up? I didn't have any intention to give you something wrong. But then the feedback that I've gathered is that it's not that I did something wrong. It's the fact that I did not know what I was committing for, or the other party did not know what I'm delivering. That clarity is missing. So taking on that from there on is that have a clear expectations set between both parties before you say you are going to deliver.
Fantastic. And you're really talking about under promising, but over delivering, right? So whatever you're promising, you want to deliver just that much more. Be clear in all of the expectations, but you always want to give that much more. And that will always say,
Think that different way, Michael. You don't need to over deliver. Nobody expects you to over deliver.
no, nobody
It's
does.
a business environment.
But when you do,
When you over deliver it, you're actually creating a wow factor.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
right.
which is great for your business. But certainly what you're committing need to be clear. at least you deliver what you're committing with that clarity. Now, if you go 1 mile more, great. But there are times that we may not be able to go a mile more.
Absolutely.
Nothing wrong with it.
No,
See,
but that's
I have seen some of the business owners, they kill themselves because they couldn't go a mile more. You have to forgive yourself. Right? Not necessarily going a mile more will be practical all the time.
Understood. But I always try to do go that extra mile. I always try to over deliver because in my business,
Yes.
I always do more than what they ask me. Always, just without even thinking.
I'm not dismissing that. I'm not discouraging anybody to do it. But be aware in doing so, don't lose your shirt.
Absolutely. Okay, let's bring this podcast full circle. And looking ahead, how do you see the intersection of human connection and automation evolving in small businesses over the next 5 to 10 years?
Oh, this is going to be beautiful era for interconnection between human being and a technology. We are in the infancy stage of artificial intelligence. I know it's a buzzword these days in the market, but trust me, being in the information technology industry for over 20 years, nearly 25 years, I've seen, been there, done that. Only part that I'm concerned is some of the small businesses, they have inertia in embracing the change coming in. Now, if the business owners, if they are, I hope I'm not coming across as a discriminatory, but younger generation, they are born with the technology in their hand and they're comfortable with it. But those who are one generation before that have a kind of a shyness or kind of a challenge to accept delegating their tasks to the technology.
Right.
And those who embrace that and using the technology will shine and thrive. The next 5 years is going to be a very joyful ride. And if any small business owners are not looking into that, I would highly recommend them to look into it. And we are actually, interestingly, developing a software product for one of our customers right now. It's called AI Receptionist.
Sure.
So the artificial intelligence will pick up your call and it will speak in your voice, and the other party don't feel bad. I'm talking to a machine or anything. So your voice is mimicked in the artificial intelligence system. And when they pick up the call, hey, I wanted to talk to Michael. And artificial intelligence, okay, thank you very much. And let me put you to Mike. Simple. And then the call will be forwarded to Michael, and Michael will pick up and talk to whatever the way you want. Just simply you are removing that human interface, but replacing that with technology. It gives you a great deal of advantage. Now you have a 24/7 receptionist opposed to receptionist only 9 to 5. Think about how advantageous is it? I'm just giving that as one simple example, but there is numerous business cases out there that small businesses need to be open-minded to embrace the technology coming into the market.
They do. And Sree, I got to tell you, we can probably go on for 2 more hours talking about this. Okay, but time constraints.
Yes.
Listen, if somebody would like to contact you, how could they do it? Either to be coached, to buy your platform, or what have you. How can they get hold of you?
The simple thing that they can do is go into MyWorkbelt.com, and we have all the information to contact me. There's an email address, there's a phone number, and they can fill up the contact form anywhere. And if they can look for Sree Kaluva or Sreedhar Kaluva on LinkedIn, they will find me everywhere. So I'm not hiding in the bushes. As long as they know my name, it's very easy for them to reach me. And I'm more than happy to mentor them. I'm more than happy to give them my expert advice that they can take it. I expect no business in return. And I sincerely mean it. And I'm happy to help them. I quit corporate job to help the small businesses.
Great. That's great. Sree, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. You made this a great podcast.
Michael, I'm so glad to be on this. And thank you very much for giving me opportunity to share my thoughts with your community. And it's been a pleasure experience.
Great. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Michael.
Well, hold on, folks. Don't go anywhere. Let me just read a few of our sponsors that we have. Struggling to reach success? Maybe it's time to quit. In Quit Your Way to Success by Rodney Davis, this reveals 27 steps to breaking bad habits that hold you back. This powerful book helps you rewire your mindset, take control of your actions, and turn setbacks into stepping stones. With real life examples, motivational quotes, and actionable lessons, especially for sales professionals. You'll gain the tools to quit, what's stopping you, and start winning. Transform your future today. So Quit Your Way to Success by Rodney Davis, available now on Amazon. And this is a nonprofit called Revved Up Kids. This is something I believe in wholeheartedly. Revved Up Kids is on a mission to protect children and teens from sexual abuse, exploitation, and trafficking. They provide prevention training programs for children, teens, and adults. To learn more, go to revvedupkids.org. That's REVVEDUPKIDS.org. Well, that's a wrap, folks. A huge thank you to our special guest for sharing such incredible insights today. And of course, a big shout out to you, our amazing listeners, for tuning in and spending your time with us. Remember, networking isn't about being perfect, it's about being present. So take what you've learned today, get out there, and make some meaningful connections. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with someone who could use a little networking inspiration. Let's keep the conversation going. You can find me on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, or my website, Michael. Remember, until next time, keep practicing, keep connecting, and keep building those relationships. This is Michael signing off. Take care and happy networking.